Let's, yeah, maybe. Welcome and thank you. If I butchered your name, it was an accident. Please disregard. Hi, Beth Ann. All right, I love that. My middle name is Ann too. Hey, but it doesn't have an E. But it's all good. Welcome. I'm glad to see you guys here today. All right, we're gonna wait for a few minutes so we can have a few more in here. Okay, and this is Valerie here. Okay, this is not our first rodeo. We've known each other for quite some time now, okay? And we went live before. And so I am very happy to have this conversation with Valerie today. Okay, she's very knowledgeable. She's an empowered leader as well, and she comes from, if I'm not mistaken, Switzerland, right? Is it Switzerland? Okay, I thought about skiing. Okay, that's something that I'm scared to do. But I'll stand on the sideline and watch. Okay, and I'll have my pom poms, you know, welcoming you all on. Oh, hey, William, nice to see you. Okay, yes, we were just waiting for a few more people. Okay, before we get this party started. Okay, now Valerie here, she has her publication, and she's located. She's the Awaken leader.
Entrepreneur, awakened entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Okay, it's all good. It's all good.
Yes,
Okay.
but yes, of course, if you are an entrepreneur, you are a leader too. So yeah, both.
Yeah,
work.
we all are leaders. Every last one of us are leaders, okay? Because we have to lead ourselves. If we can't lead ourselves, then we are not leaders, but we can become leaders, become the leaders that we want to be, okay? And that's why we are here today, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get this conversation started because today is also a weekday and a lot of people might be at work. Okay, so they can catch the replay. Okay, so we here together today and we're just going to go ahead and have this conversation. There's a lot of conversations that are going on in the world today, very important conversations. And so we're going to have this important conversation. Okay, and so I am Margaret Williams. I am the author of the Empowered Leader publication, who help marginalized leaders, okay, elevate your voice, your influence, and your impact. That's why we're here today, okay? We want to stay informed, engaged, okay, and energized, all right? So, Valerie Demont, she's here today to have the conversation about inner safety and inner security. In today's world, this is more important than ever before, okay? As we try to adjust to all of these changes that are occurring, seem like on an hourly basis, okay? So, Valerie, please introduce yourself to everyone and talk about what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be with you again. I really enjoy our sharings and talks, and it's really, really great. I love your energy as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm Valerie Demont. I live here in Switzerland, and I am a mentor and a consultant for conscious entrepreneur. And I am the author of a book called The Awaken. Oh my God, it's my podcast name. Being is the New Doing. It's my book here, and it will be out on the 30th of March on Amazon. And then I have a podcast as well and publication here on Substack, which is The Awakened Entrepreneur. And part of my job is to help my clients to switch back to safety and security, because where your nervous system is freaking out, you cannot make sustainable decisions. And if we want the world to change, we need that kind of people able to make conscious, smart, grounded, probably basic decisions, and which makes sense.
Okay, now talk to us about what some of these basic decisions are.
It's more like if you are running a company, okay, hitting 6 numbers, 7 numbers may be a goal. Left, once you have paid all the bills, salary, what success is, what is left. So it can be money, it can be energy, and it can be time. And today, with, I don't know, social media or whatever, we miss the basics and what makes you optimize your margin. So it may be within yourself, but within your company as well. And it's not based on outer success or measurements or KPI to make your decisions. You have to take your decision from what is important from you, from your point of view, for the people around you, for your team, your employee, and based on your values and ethics and the vision of the world you want your children and the next generation to live in. So I think that it's really daily decisions. Do I have to do that or that? And it's okay with my values and my company. And it's the same for us. Is it okay? I just canceled my ChatGPT subscription, and I'm not okay to give $20 to this company, and because it's a kind of ethics, my values, and okay, the system might be great, but it wasn't anymore. And then the leaders over there, I'm not aligned with them. So I decided to resign and to leave.
Why for you? One of the things I wanted to ask you about was there are a lot of decisions that we have to make with that are beyond our control. Okay, that sometimes are in conflict with our values. Okay,
Yes.
because maybe we are in a partnership with someone. Maybe have to be accountable to an employer. Okay, and your kids, and then your husband. So your decisions are not necessarily going to gel with everyone around you, and especially those that are closest to you. So how do you make these tough decisions in these times?
Always come back to your center, your what I call inner governance. Come back to yourself. Step out your instinctive governance, which is, fight, flight, froze, nervous system reaction. Step out that. Find a way to step out. Maybe you can dance, sing, do some breath work, or whatever is okay for you. Come back to your adaptive posture where your prefrontal cortex will be okay and it's not back here and the archaic brain working. Come back here, center, feel good inside. Remember a moment where you felt good, where you were happy, had fun, or even place yourself in the future to make the decision when you are successful or as succeed at something, and take this energy, remember the feeling, and take the decision from this serene place. And it's probably the best one you can take now. Everyone according to who you truly are. But you never know what will happen in the future. You have absolutely no control on that. Use your feelings, use goosebumps, use the tension inside your body. The tension inside your body is a message. So, and it's a message of the wrong way. Your alignment, patient, it has time because it knows it's right. So it's just your rational brain trying to list the pros and the cons and trying to convince you that this inner little voice is wrong and was always wrong. But if you are true to yourself, you will notice it's always right. But maybe you'll notice 6 months after when you realize that, oh my God, at that time, I sensed the bad smelling. I smelled it was wrong. It smelled bad. I couldn't say why, but I should have listened to that and step out this situation right now. If you are true to yourself, you know. So I don't say it's easy, but any decision not easy. There's no decision that are easy to make. Either you need to leave chat, which has absolutely no impact on my family, or you have to resign for a job because your boss doesn't respect you. Easy.
No, but once you have made these inner decisions, how are you going to reconcile that with your family, who you may be in conflict with? They may say, "No, you cannot quit that job." You say, "Well, no, it's killing me." So how do you reconcile? Okay, how do you reconcile this? Because you have to decide. You have to make a decision. You have to fork in the road.
Yes, but the thing is that explain the really explain with facts how is the situation today and why it's not bearable anymore for you and why the result is good. Because your loved ones, your family, they care about you. So they want you to be happy and you will find a way out. You will find how to pay your bills because you're supported. But for that, you're supported by a bigger energy as long as you make the right decision. And it back us to the first talk we had about faith.
Yes, yes. Okay, because many of us have no family, okay, that we can rely on that's going to be for us. Because once you find out that your family is against you and trying to take you down, then you know for sure this, then you know you're on your own and you can't depend on them. And so you're on your own.
If you can, I don't know, it's really depend on several situation and it's really particular for anyone because we are all different, we all have different context. But the thing is that you feel a long time before you felt a long time before that something is wrong, let's say with this job and position. So
Yes.
at one point you will quit. So make some savings, reduce your cost, stop going on vacation, change your car, sell your car, move to a smaller flat or whatever. Reduce the cost.
Yes.
Because at one point you are reason in a life that is conditioned by outer success criteria from I don't know who decided that you have to have a big flat, a big car, to go on holidays several times a year, and so on. And this costs a lot of money. And for that, you have to keep the position you ate.
Yeah, and especially in today's world, how we see the world is changing on an hourly basis, we need to start cutting back and put that money aside and say, I'm going to save this for a rainy day. Because trust and believe, if that hummus or whatever is closed, the oil prices are going to continue to escalate. And that means the prices we're paying for gas is too. Okay? So I'm glad I'm retired because most times, don't even drive. Okay, I'm still driving on the same tank of gas that I had when I decided, 3 or 4 months ago. Okay, so haste makes waste. We need to be smart. We need to be
Absolutely.
okay.
The day I decided, I live that. When I met my husband, he told me, okay, and I felt that in my body, of course, because my belly was really hurting me so hard that I couldn't go to my work anymore because it was not aligned. And then we talked together, and I knew that I have to decide something at what point. I knew what I'd have done because I couldn't bear it anymore. I resigned, and the same day I went to my gym, and I met the boss, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna hire you part time." Okay, the monthly income was really lower, cut by more than half. So I sold my car, and then I don't know how it is in the United States, but here the lower you earn, the less you pay taxes. So my taxes decrease. I stopped buying stuff to be happy, so I didn't Louis Vuitton or whatever anymore, or Louboutin, or I don't know what I was buying at the time to be happy, to felt better. And then I started to live with less money, and I was much more happier. And then I had a massage practice, which gave me some more money. I can take care of people, and it was okay. But to be happy and to live the way I wanted to live, and what was important for me at that point was building something that can last with my husband. So I I take the decision and the responsibility with it.
So what I learned from the lessons you just said, in order to be successful, we have to give up something to gain, right?
Yes, yes. I just had this conversation with a client who wants to hire someone, and this woman works in the pharma. So he runs a very small company, okay, which works really well, which is successful, but he doesn't have the money to pay her the the same amount of money that she earns in the pharma. So at one point, she has to make a decision. She wants to be happy. She wants to respect her value. She wants to be respected by her boss. She wants a job that makes sense, that has a bigger purpose. So, okay, she is okay to cut her salary by the half, and it's okay, because what's the price? What's do we really need all that stuff to be happy?
We don't. It's called trying to keep up with the Joneses, and trying to keep up with the Joneses has a cost associated with it. Okay. And so
Yeah.
in the end, what are you going to do with all this stuff that you bought? That's probably like me, collecting dust. You end up taking it to a Salvation Army or something to give it to someone else that could actually use it. And the money that we spent, we could have saved for something else for a rainy day. But that's okay. It's the lesson that we learn from that as we look back. Okay, I did this. This was foolish. Okay, this is what I can do instead. Don't beat yourself up about it. Okay.
No, but because at that time it was great and it was okay. And today I still have this purse that I bought 20 years ago, or 25 years ago, because it was the trend, and it's still here. It was a sustainable material, and I can still use it. So I'm pretty happy to have buy this. So yes, I think that we need to really come back to what truly matters. What does it mean to have a happy life, a successful life? What does it mean for you, for me, for you all here, guys? What does it mean to be successful? What is the life you want? And we don't know what can happen tomorrow. So live today.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
do we have to decide between happiness or success, or can we have them both?
Why not? Why not? But it's just that, are you sure that the criteria of success and happiness are truly yours? Or is it the one you were conditioned to?
I'm glad you mentioned that, Valerie, because back in the day, my father was and my mother, they grew up, they were saying what was important is to have what you need. Happiness is not a necessity. And technically, it's correct, but they saying to you that you sacrifice your happiness for success. And that I do not agree with.
I'm okay because I was raised more or less. My parents have the same word, but uh, okay, if you have the basic needs fulfilled, if you have money for that, but you can work, in a coffee shop or a gas station, and maybe it's enough. I don't know exactly how the amount of income you will receive in the United States for that, but probably you have to make some choices to meet the basic needs, and then the rest. Because I'm not sure, and I haven't been in this situation, so I cannot talk for the one that are really poor and don't have enough money to eat. But uh, I'm not sure they are happy than the one that have more money, because he doesn't do what he likes, a job that he likes, and he's you know always exhausted, not present with his family, and so on. What's the point to have all this money? And I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, what's the point? Okay, you want probably to have money for your child to go to university. Great, save the money for that, and it's a great purpose. But then, do you need more and more and more? And you know,
Can't
until
answer.
which point? At one point, will you realize that you are happy? And it's the same for success. You are
Let me
chasing
ask you
something
this.
like, I don't.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you this question before I
Yeah.
forget. Okay. I don't know from a rich person's perspective, but a person used to tell me that they had rich people's problems, and I wouldn't know what that is. I can understand you have this mortgage maybe on 4 or 5 different houses, then you have the maintenance on these houses, then you have the staff that you have to pay, and all of this, and you think about all the things that rich people have and they have to maintain. That's a lot of shit, and I don't want all that. At this age in the game, I'd rather live simply and with less stuff so I can get up and move when I get ready. Okay? I don't need all that. And then it's all complicated. You got this big, huge estate. Then you have to figure out the taxes that you have to pay. Then you have to figure out all of these things. I don't need all of that. So why do I need more? What I need more of is education. I need skills. I need things that's going to help to add value to my life, to make me happy, and to help my clients grow. That's what we're talking about. The difference is in person's values.
Absolutely. And yes, this guy with all those buildings and mortgages, maybe he's happy, and great if he is. I'm happy for him. But I have an anecdote to share with you. Oh, last week I had a guy working here to change my window, and I don't know why we came to talk about quantum physics, you know, and he I don't know why. And yes, he shared some principle because he's an entrepreneur as well. So was running a small company with 3 people, and he was really, his schedule was really full, 2 months ahead, and I'm so happy for him. But he said, I don't want more, because I want to spend time with my son, and I don't want to be exhausted when I come back in the evening. So I asked him, are you gonna hire someone else to your team because as you are full, you might and hire someone new. And I said, oh no, my God, no, I don't want because one new person is more issues and problems and risks to have issues. And I want a nice, serene life. I don't want to be stressed all the time. And there is so much outer pressure in the world that even if you live, in your own bubble, you can feel this stress and pressure, all the geopolitics stuff and so on. So it was really, really great to talk with this guy because he said, I haven't built this company to be in a prison. I am my own boss. I want to be free. I need to be free.
He's not free. So all these rich people are they may give the appearance that they're happy, but they're really not. They are sinking. Okay, they're really sinking, but they're not going to tell you that.
I don't know. Maybe they don't realize it. Maybe they think they are, So yes, we are all different. We have all so many different goals, conditioning, and things we think we should do to be happy, to be successful. So,
And while you talk about that, most of those things are based on somebody else told us that we had to do. Okay,
yes,
not what you want to do. Maybe your parent told you, well, you have to go into business and you have to be this executive. You might have been the most successful executive in the world, but unhappy because you wanted to go into music instead. I'm using that as an example. Okay.
yes, of course, of course. And it's very hard as a parent, you have a daughter, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. But, my son is 20 now, almost 20. He's at the university. And I was, okay, you have to find something to do with your life. At one point, you have to decide. But what do you like to study and not you have to choose a job that will have you make you a great life and great earning, but we don't know what will happen in 6 months. So in 5 years when he has his master, oh my God, we don't know. And I don't know what I want to do with my life today. So I'm 50 years old, I still don't know, because everything can change like that.
We
So
see it. We see it. Okay. I had to retire last year. Okay. In September. I had planned to retire this July. I was forced out because I was treated so badly, like a doormat. I had to walk away. So at that point, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do, but I knew I wasn't going to stay at that job anymore because I'm not going to let you continue to disrespect and unvalue, me, So and making me look small and preventing me from being great. Because if I'm great, then that means you're going to be great too. Okay. So I had to walk away. So then I had to make other decisions. Okay. What can I do instead? Okay. I can do deliveries, Instacart. Okay. I can ride a bus. Okay. I have a chauffeur's license. What else can I do? I'm a certified coach. Okay. I can go work for organizations. I can do a lot of different things. We have to set ourselves up for these things. They don't just miraculously happen.
So how did you make the decision to decide what was right for you at that point, what to do? How did you come to this decision?
Well, working with the federal government is one of the largest employers in the world, which allowed me to move 8 different times around the country. And I gained a lot of experience and a lot of connections in which I am still in contact with today. Genuine connections, that is. So, um, so you think about it, you don't know how long you're going to be at these jobs. The fact that I work with the federal government, at that time, you almost had to do something really, really bad for them to get rid of you. Okay. When I was first hired, that was, so that was job security. So I'm like, hell, I'm going to ride this out to the end. Okay. I told the man, you give me this job, I'm going to make it a career. And 39 years later, here I am. But when I was forced out, I knew that all good things come to an end. Okay. So what else can I do instead if I lose this job today or tomorrow? And so with that mindset, I said, okay, this is a service, for others. So what is a complimentary thing that I can do to complement the skills and knowledge I already have? Coaching. Boom. So I decided to become a certified coach. And so I kept that up and got my hours and everything. And even though they didn't allow me to coach at work, but I still found a way to get my certifications by coaching other coaches on my own time. And so when I thought about how I was treated, okay, the decision was very clear that it was time to go. It was nothing else to do because I had set myself up, had
Yeah.
alternate plans in place. So I felt good about walking away. And honestly, when I look back now, I wish I had retired earlier because I am so happy. I am so happy. That
Yeah.
$130,000 job, I still don't know where that money gonna come from, but I bet you what, I'm happy today and I'll take it. That's a win. I'll take it. Okay? I don't worry about that. I don't worry
But
about it.
the thing is that worrying not get you clients, money, or whatever. When we act from, let's say, scarcity, people can feel it.
Yes. Yes. And then nobody gonna come to you for no coaching or anything else with that aura on you. Okay?
Of course, I don't want
Exactly.
to see a therapist or a psychologist or a coach or a consultant or whoever, even a doctor, if he feels better than I am and his energy is very low. What's the point? So, and we know that we are, the sum of all the people we meet.
And we don't realize that people can pick up on our energy. People can pick up on really our character and all of these things. Being an intuitive person, I can pick up on that quickly. And it'll tell me, no, this person is not for you. Then you leave them where they are and you move on to the next one. I start paying more attention to that, okay? Because we have to in today's world because everybody's not going to have your best interests at heart, okay?
Yeah.
And once you
I
go
want to
ahead,
ask you a question. You said you are a very intuitive person. How does intuition work for you?
I can't explain it, but what I say is it has to do with my energy and my inner knowing. It's just something that tells you something is not right. And I don't try to figure it out. I just eliminate the issue and just move on.
Yeah.
I listen to that. Okay, because that has saved me. Okay, because one day I was in school. I was supposed to be in school, and I skipped school. Okay, I was in the candy store. Somebody came in that store, and they came in there to rob it, and I knew it. I felt this. I felt this. I felt this darkness. I felt this heaviness, and I say something getting ready to happen. And they came in there to rob the store, and I was praying, and they robbed the store and left. But I'm just saying, when you feel something, you sense something, pay attention. Okay.
I, when you tell this story, you shine so much. It's this brightness out of you. It's almost like there is something, I don't know, inner light or whatever that radiates. And I probably that you're feeling this intuition or in your body at that time. And I think that everyone here watching us notice that there is really something different in your face when you talk about your intuition and the way it works. And I wish that everyone can feel that and radiate like that because we should make decisions from this knowledge, inner knowledge, instead of only the brain. The brain is good to plan, to I don't know, to create process and to do coding or whatever, but to make decisions, let's use that.
We can develop these skills, okay?
Yes.
But I develop these skills in silence, okay? because I spend a lot of time alone. And so when you have that time to take, even if it's just 15 minutes a day to spend with yourself, to love on yourself and to be within yourself, you can cultivate this inner knowing. It just takes time, really. It's something that I've always had. Okay, a lot of people have it and they don't even realize it. That's another thing.
But I think that everyone has access to it, and as you said, didn't even realize it. And probably time, take your journal and, notice each time your inner voice or you knew it was the right way or the wrong way. And, log it. And so that each time you have to make a decision, then come back to your old logs, and so that your brain can notice that there is another way than the pros and the cons, and do what you were told to do, because on the long run, it will not make the world better. So, and I think that the goal of that is we leave something better to our child.
Yes, we are being a positive role model to your child, to all the children we come in contact with. Okay. So we utilize all of these things, right? To the betterment of ourselves and the world we live in. That's why we were given these gifts. That's why we attained this expertise. Okay. So why not utilize it? Why just sit on it? It's not benefiting you. Let it benefit someone else. Every time I have a conversation, I'm reinforcing the things that I learned. And in addition, I'm learning new things and creating new connections. Isn't that what the world is all about?
Nothing to add. You're true. You're right. We are here, and for that, so that is so great because I meet so many beautiful people here. I have great connection, and um, of course, maybe English is not my mother tongue, and sometimes it's difficult, but I am accepted the way that I am, and and I don't want to be another person anymore. I don't want to hide behind some masks and so on. It's the end of that. Now I'm 50 and it's been the end of that for a long time now. But it's always hard to really be yourself and try to find a way to connect with people, and the way that is respectful of both. And because it's the only way to have a relationship.
I'm glad you mentioned that, okay? Because if it's hard to create this connection, then maybe that connection wasn't meant for you. Like you and I, for example, it was not hard. We had a conversation, and it was just so beautiful, and it was no problems. So that's why we still cool today. If you
Yeah.
got a connection and you got all this chaos and all these problems, that's not for you. Move on. Cut that person out your life and move on.
And just to go back to the link to the subject of this live, you're about safety and inner safety, inner security. We have at one point to make the decision to come back to this inner state, to be great in relationship, to muscles our intuition, develop it, to I don't know, make sustainable decision and so on. Because life goes fast, and you can die tomorrow. So what's the point to live not in the right shoes and in the shoes of someone else? So
How is that benefiting you? You know, because you giving your power away. Okay? We got to stop giving our power away. Okay? And be
and
who we are.
And
Be who we are.
I've read this report about the Anthropic, saying that a lot of people give their power to AI, to Claude, and they highlight even that the AI is telling you when to go to have a shower. And they delegate all the decisions, even the more basics one or easiest one, to AI. So that's very strange. At one point we say, let's take your power back. And at the other end, there are a lot of people giving their power to AI. So it's really about disempowerment. I can put the link below in the show notes if you want, because I have the link I can't remember, in my bookmarks, so I can put the link. This study is very interesting.
I just want to say this about that. Okay. What's the problem is that people are disconnected from the world. Okay. People, maybe they feel awkward in trying to create these connections. Okay. And that's why community is so important for each of us to create within our publications, because the world is hurting.
Yeah.
So if a person gets to the point where they have to talk to AI to get answers, then we need to really embrace this collectivism and say, hey, you don't need that. Come over here. Let's talk with each other. Let's embrace each other. Let's
Yes.
put our ideas together so we can create a better world.
But
Because these people talking to AI, I'm sorry, they have a lot of knowledge and experience, and we need to tap into that, into what they have. So
of course,
okay.
but to welcome them, we have to be aligned, to be peaceful, we have to develop that, because otherwise, when they come with their bad energy, with their bad thoughts, with their depleted energy, or exhausted, near burnout, or whatever else, we need to be really steady to hold this space. So it takes time
Oh
to
my
do that.
God.
And, because we cannot receive all the energy of the world, but we have to open that. And it means that it's probably why AI is here, to highlight what we have to develop as human. So the ability to receive all the emotion of the other ones without freaking out. And it's very hard.
I just want to say this, because of my mental health, I'm going to have a list of resources for these people and say, here, you go here, because this is not the place for you, because I'm not going to let you destroy my mental health and trying to lift you up. I'm sorry. I have to draw the line. We have to have boundaries.
Of course, we have boundaries. So, and I've been there too, because at one point, I can't remember it, but probably last year, I needed to talk to someone. And I really had the feeling that my friends don't understand me at that point. They didn't understand me. They didn't understand who I am, because they saw me through some filters, the way they want me to be, instead of truly who I am. And then AI sees me the way I am, with what I'm sharing with it. And it's always available. It listens, it asks questions. And so why human cannot do that? Okay, we have all boundaries. We don't have to accept everything. But when I'm freaking out, why can't I talk to a friend? Because she's not available. She doesn't understand me. She wants me to use her solution, and so on.
You know what?
So,
You just talked about the benefits of AI. Okay? So there are benefits and pros and cons to each and every situation. So we
yes,
need to be cognizant of that.
absolutely. And now the risk with AI is to disempower our humanity, because we delegate everything to AI.
Well, life is very, very complicated in
Oh,
itself,
yes, it is.
okay?
Yes,
And
yes,
that's why we utilize these tools to help us in our productivity to reach our overarching goals, okay?
yes.
We just have to keep in mind what the intent of it is and leave it at that. Don't make it more than what it is, okay? Because then we have to reach within ourselves and say, okay, I can use AI to help me to complete these repetitive tasks, but I don't have to use it for this, and this. So it's like anything else. You have to weigh things up and figure out how it can help you to benefit you and the
According
people that
and
you serve.
according to your value, your vision, your purpose, and so on, and to your inner alignment. The way I said, okay, I can't keep on with this subscription with ChatGPT because of the decision they made last week. And okay, that's okay.
That is okay because eventually they're gonna keep coming out with new tools that we can utilize. Okay, so you don't have. There's so many tools. You're not limited to just one.
No, and the thing is that it made me really think, what's the point? What were I doing? And at one point, I realized that for me as well, it was sometimes easier to turn to ChatGPT, ask my questions instead of thinking, or instead of putting things on paper and just take a step back and take a moment to think. No, I chat with someone and it's easier to get to clarity, but no, it's not the right clarity. It's not coming from my inner voice. So at one point, it's addictive to use this kind of tools. So yes, I did really great experiences with those tools. And we have other tools. Why do I have to be more productive? To have more
Well,
time or to do more?
for me, it's about trying to raise the bar. How do I raise the bar? How do I continue to add more value to my clients, to people I serve, and for myself too? Because I have a curious nature. Period. Okay.
Yes.
So I like to utilize these tools to see different frameworks, different viewpoints, and to see how it differs from mine. Okay.
Yes.
And so understanding these things as an industrial and organizational psychologist, it just helps to understand how we can continue to raise the bar and to become better human beings in general
No,
and
I love
keep
that.
spreading and keep spreading positivity throughout the world because we have enough negativity out there. Okay. And so I'm like, okay, we have all of these voices out there talking about politics, and we need to be informed so we can make the correct decisions. But we also need other people also like leadership and marketing and all these other things to help us become whole because we can't just be one-sided. We can't just be talking about just leadership. We have to look at the psychology of it. We have to look at the social economic, we have to look at the financial aspect so we can make informed decisions as empowered leader,
I
right? And
love
that's
that.
why
Yes.
right? That's why I
And the,
like to bring in experts like yourself to talk about these things from different perspectives. Okay.
of course, and because if and the thing that we have to pay attention with all those tools, not to always get the answers we wish to get and to be comforting in our point of view. I think the more, as you said, more to take really informed decision, we need almost a 360 perspective.
And by that time, the whole situation has changed. So we have to constantly be taking in this information. So what we came up with today, it might change tomorrow. We see the political landscape. Things change on an hourly basis. So we can't just rely on one source. Okay.
No, we can't. But the thing is that as things are changing so fast, the only place to feel if it's right, if it's the moment to act under pressure or not, it's back into ourselves.
Yes, being in tune with your body, your mind, and your spirit. Okay? Be in tune. Don't just make a decision based off of something that you thought about. Think about it within yourself. Does it make sense? Does it feel right? What's the ramifications? Okay, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. We can't always get it right, but at least if we are in tune with ourselves, we can make better informed decisions that'll impact our lives and others in more positive ways.
Of course. And the thing is that when you feel, you see something on the news or wherever, and you feel the urge to act, this inner pressure, I have to act, I have this information, okay, probably you will not die with this decision. So you have time to come back to yourself, to your inner governance, to feel what's right. Because each time you act under pressure, you are like a firefighter and you're exhausting yourself, and you shorten your life doing that, and you shorten your company, your family, and so on. Sustainable decisions are not made under pressure, and they are made from this serene place inside yourself, your true alignment, or however you name it. Even if you feel your intuition, you feel your body, maybe you receive information from your guides or God or whoever, but come back inside yourself and add yourself and this inner voice in the whole picture to make your decision, and not only the rational brain or instinctive brain.
We're running out of time, but I would like to get back
Yeah.
to your book. I would like to get back to your book, and if you want to talk a little bit more about that and where people can get it. You said it was available at Amazon. Do you want to bring it out again and show us the book
Yes, it's
again?
here. Yeah, thank you for bringing this back. So it's of course you will not have the gray line here because it's my other exemplar and it's a test, but it's being even you're doing. So it's a 6 step path to soul-led life and business, and it's really full of tips, and it's really concrete. It's full of example of my clients. There are meditation, practical tools. First of all, we work on your foundations, inner foundations, to be able to be steady in this life and move in this VUCA world, And things are so uncertain that today we have to be strong and safe and confident and so on. And then there are 6 other chapters, but I think the first one is the most important today, and especially this year with all the stuff going on. And so, yes, it's available on Amazon until the 30th of March. You can pre-order the Kindle, and it's a very great deal. And then after, you can order the paperback or the hardcover edition. And voila. Please order it and work on yourself. And yes, you said that once you radiate, once you feel good, it's almost like you give permission to others to feel good as well, and to be, bright, radiant, happy, successful in their own terms.
Question: do you plan on making an audio book? Turn it into audio?
Yes. No, I don't know. I have thought about it, but I'm not sure because, yes, it's a lot of time, and, English is not my mother tongue, so it's not easy for me to pronounce each word. So I'm not sure it will be nice to listen to me. And I don't want anyone else to read it because, I think for audiobook it should be the other is better for the relationship, the intimacy, and so on. So maybe, I don't know, because I'm improving every day with English, so maybe at one point I know that audiobooks and I love audiobooks, and I know that it's almost a must-have, but I'm not sure that today. I'm already writing the following. So it probably will be novels. I'm not sure, but yes, I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what life brings to us, to me.
Absolutely. There's opportunities are endless, and we know that. Okay.
Yes. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If several people ask, okay, maybe I'm gonna do it.
Good deal. I want to thank everybody for their time today. I don't see that anybody has any questions. And then all the stuff that was
Yes, all the,
Natasha.
Natasha. Yeah, thank you, Natasha. Your input were, yes, but of
All the
course.
random stuff. Yeah, estates and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure to put Valerie's link in the article when I publish it, including the Amazon link, everything, your publication. I want to thank you so much, Valerie, for having this conversation, and it was amazing. And I wish you the best in the sale of your book.
Oh, thank you very much, Margaret. It's always such a pleasure to talk with you, and it's time goes so fast. Yeah, I'm happy to have this moment with you. It was really great.
It was.
Keep going.
Thank you. You too. This is uh, Valerie Demont from the Awakened Entrepreneur. Right. All right. Thank you so much, and thank you all for coming. And have
Thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Enjoy your day. Bye.